Oh yeah, baby. What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? We're remembering September 11th this morning, man. Oh man, that 23 years ago? I think it's 22. All them people that died on that day. But we are live today because I wanted to do this one live because this one's kind of been festering in me since all you civic-minded people throwing this article at me and pointing at me saying, see, we told you so. But I want to predicate it on this. I want you to sit back and ask yourself something. How do you like people hitting you on the internet just for trying to make a living? Everybody has to go to work. Everybody has to do a job to provide for their families. It don't matter what you do, at least you're working. So when I got this article, and there's already been one time that I hit on it, but this one actually came out of WIVB. And there's a huge trial going on up in the Buffalo area, and the U.S. Attorney's Office is trying to get a new venue on it. But in there, a club's mentioned. And again, I want you to preview this in the light of how would you like having to have your name spread all over the fucking place just for trying to go to work. Now, this has to do with that trial with, what's it called? Let me get this in here. I just want to make sure it's right. The Farrell's Gentlemen's Club. Now, allegedly, because we already know that the cops and the damn news media can never get anything right. They always have to make sure they sensationalize everything. Now, they're going after an alleged organized crime figure. And they mention the Outlaws Motorcycle Club in this article as being intimidators. That is bullshit. There is somebody that works there that might be a member, and they're using that to trash him. How would you like that? They are trashing this person for going to work, and then they're trashing his club. Now, there's one thing that was something, I had to be like 21, 22 years old. And I worked at some of these clubs as a bouncer. And yes, some allegedly had organized crime figures in there. But because I worked there does not mean I was involved in any of their activities. The same thing bears true for here. You got to eat. You got to put food on the table for your family. You shouldn't have to feel like you're going to get bashed in the news media and your club be brought into that crap. So yes, this one has been festering since you guys sent it out to me. Let's cover it, and I'm going to try to go line to line here. Again, WIVB.com, Channel 4. Prosecutors seek a new venue in high-profile trial for strip club owner and a former DEA agent. Most of this article covers this trial, but it's like a buildup throughout the article about the Outlaws. That's what's sickening about it. Buffalo, New York, federal prosecutor said Wednesday that the overwhelming media coverage. Well, let's stop there. Overwhelming media coverage. That's you pushing it out there. You see what happens to the media is they're like little freaking rats, little mice. They never stop. Law enforcement will push a story through the media to get it out all over the place to mess with the jury pool. That has happened forever. Look anybody who believes federal prosecutors or U.S. attorneys at this point in this country's timeline is a fool. It is so overly politicized. They do what they want. Nobody's held accountable. Look what they're doing to a former president. And keep that in mind. If they can do it to a former president, they can do it to you, just like they are doing to a club right now. Just like they're doing to a club. In a high-profile criminal case involving a local strip club owner, like it's a bad thing. You know, there's strip clubs all over the damn United States, all over the world. And former DEA agent accused of shielding mob-linked drug dealers has, quote, unfairly prejudiced the government and increased the risk to government witnesses. Oh, unfairly prejudiced the government. It's the other way around. They're playing sour here. They're playing poor me here, is what they're doing. And they're the ones who are throwing it through the media outlets. And I want to remind you, not one person in the club has been charged, but their name is in this article. Why? Remember that. Told you this one's been pissing me off all weekend. As a result, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of New York requested a new venue for the criminal trial for Farrell's Gentlemen's Club operator Peter Dracy and former DEA agent Joseph. Hell no, I'm not going to try to freaking pronounce that one or you'll get a Hollywoodism. Let's just call him Joey B. In February 2021, a federal grand jury returned an 18-count indictment against childhood friends. 18 counts, huh? I don't see anything in there about the club. So why is their name in the media? I don't see any of it. Nothing. Zilch. No charges. Let's call Joey B is charged with conspiracy to defraud, conspiracy to distribute drugs, accepting bribes to shield drug dealers from being detected by law enforcement. Well, shit. Every cop I know out there does that on a daily basis. Obstruction of justice and making false statements. Garachi is charged with conspiracy, all that blah, blah, blah shit. And then he's also charged with witness tampering, possession with intent, blah. And of course, this is the United States from what I remember. So far as of today, it's the United States. Hell no, we might be Korea in the next year or two. So everybody's innocent until proven guilty. The case has been plagued by a revolving door of defense attorneys. In addition, a state Supreme Court judge questioned by FBI agents about his relationship with... See, you can't even freaking have a relationship with anybody anymore without being accused. That's exactly what they're doing. I guess dude died by a suicide and a former strip club employee and government witness died. Well, there's natural causes of death in this world, heart attacks and stuff. Anyway, this attorney, Eric, who, however, appeared on behalf of Grassi, and the trial was moved again. Now, the U.S. Attorney's Office argued in a motion to change the trial venue that it is easily the most heavily covered federal criminal case in Buffalo. I wonder if they're going to do that for, the President Trump. No, they're going to keep it where he's at because it's all demi-craps. But here, because somebody wants a fair trial, see, that's something the government don't want to give you is a fair trial. Now they want to move it. They're like little puppet masters because they're alleging that there's witness intimidation and threats and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's what you're doing to a club that has nothing to do with this. Nothing whatsoever to do with this. That's what you're doing. I'm sure they're facing all kinds of problems in their personal life now because you put them in your article WIVB 4. The report often includes critical comments from the defense attorneys. See how the media, boom, goes right onto the defense attorneys right there? You got to see it. You got to see it. Who prosecutors accused of attacking their motives, denigrating witnesses, and even criticizing a district court judge. This, you know what? It sounds just like WIVB is on the head of the pecker of the cops right there, because that's what cops would say. It keeps on going and going and going, and I want to keep moving on here to this one. Prosecutors said they intend to present evidence that Garachi has close ties to an outlaw motorcycle club whose national president allegedly manages a strip club. So because he's employed there, all of a sudden, this guy has close ties to the Outlaws. For one, he owns the strip club. For two, he employs somebody there at this strip club. That doesn't mean he has close ties to the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. The fucking guy's working, putting food on the table for the family. Not one has been charged. Not even the person that works there has been charged. So why is he in the newspaper? You had that schluck over at Gangster Report, that freaking moron, go out there and bash this individual, and there's nothing. No charges. None whatsoever. They intend to present evidence that Garachi has close ties to the Outlaws. Well, just because an outlaw works there don't mean he has close ties, you morons. But regular citizens would not see this if it was not pointed out to them. Wouldn't be pointed out to them, they wouldn't know. Because there's sheeple that will believe this, and in the meantime, somebody's personal life is being torn up by said bullshit. Then they go on and see it's only one paragraph in here. Then they try this shit where prosecutors said members of the motorcycle club were present in a court gallery every day of a 3-month racketeering and conspiracy case against the Kingsmen. Well, I thought, hey, if it's open court, it's open court, man. Anybody can go see. It's interesting. What does that have to do with talking bullshit about a guy who works at a place? Again, when I was younger, I did it. That didn't mean I was working with them guys. It just was means I was there to collect a freaking check. Okay, not a check, cash, but hey, that's why a lot of people don't understand. Bikers and strip clubs go together, man. Bikers and women equals, yeah, I'm getting me some. But it also means, yeah, it's a good place to work for cash. It's off the books, so the little federal BS don't get taxes. But in this whole article, there was this paragraph. After they were making a bunch of insinuations and stuff about them. So I ask you again, if you would, how would you feel knowing you're going to work and because of who the government thinks is bad, who owns the place, your life's going to be affected? I find that deplorable and bullshit. This, you know what? I can't even imagine what this guy's going through. He didn't ask to be bugged by anybody, and the Outlaws didn't ask to be put into this bullshit. See, here's the problem with media that they don't understand about clubs now. You're going off of a reputation that happened in some wild ass times. And the government knows this. They know this, that they're going off of a reputation a club had 40 freaking years ago, knowing that that's not the way it is anymore. They know it, but they keep on pushing this bullshit in the media. How are you going to keep on hammering somebody that probably wasn't even alive back then to be in part of something and still keep using it against them. Any of these clubs. It's not only this one, but all of them. I don't think it's right. And you shouldn't either. You know, before we even bikers, man, we're freaking American citizens here. And this shouldn't be happening to nobody. They didn't arrest any of them. They didn't present any evidence other than somebody's working for them. And now they're being dragged through the damn mud. And that ain't right. It really isn't. I do have China down. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section here, man. If you guys can, I'm going to give you some deal here. WIVB 4. It's out of Buffalo. Do me a favor and do some writing to the letters to the editors and let them know the reporting is bullshit on the Outlaws. It is. It's complete bullshit. And what I can see right here, all they're doing is crying and whining that they need to change a venue because it might not be working out so well for them in court. I think it's horse shit if you ask me. Anyway, let's do some other news right there. But yeah, give me some letter of the editors, man, because if you know it or not, all you really do help with these stories when you write these people, because I do hear back from them, you know, complaining about my coverage. So I know I'm doing something right. Let's go to this one real quick. Motorcycle Club holds fundraiser for boy with cancer. You know what? So does the Outlaws, Hells Angels, Mongols, Pagans, Banditos, every 1%er club out there, every non-1%er club. This is what they do. But hell no. They, you know what? They just went and gave a whole big spiel about what's going on in Buffalo. But God forbid you have an outlaw, Hell's Angel, Mongol, Dito, a pagan, anybody do something like this and they'll put 2 sentences in there. Some bikers hit the road Saturday to help a local teenager battling a serious disease. It was kickstands up Saturday afternoon at the Screwy Moose. Man, that's as bad as the Dead Squirrel bar by my kid. But the Screwy Moose, I like that one. What do you think, China? I like that one.
Screwy Moose.
Yeah.
Dead Squirrel. God, where did they come up with these?
I don't know, man. The Screwy Moose would be good for a strip club, just saying. In Larksville, as a Twisted Eagle Motorcycle Club set out on a fundraiser. The ride benefits a 14-year-old JP McDaniels of Larksville, 14 years old. My goodness. He was diagnosed with chronodroblastic. Oh, my God. That's a Hollywoodism waiting to wait. Let's just say bone cancer in his femur. 14 years old. And I bet he is facing this with a smile. Where us grown-ass men would be crying like little bitches, blaming it on everybody else.
Oh, of course.
That's what we do. About a half a dozen bikes took part in the sponsored by the nonprofit, which has been in existence for about 5 years. Rock on. They go on to say, quote, we've raised tens of thousands of dollars since our inception, and we just try to do good in the world and change people's perception of motorcycle clubs. That right there bugs me a lot. Because, like I was just saying, stuff that happened 40 years ago is being used against people today when it's not like that. But we have to have people out there saying we got to change people's perceptions of motorcycle clubs. Well, their perceptions would be changed if you give these top clubs, these top fives, a little more freaking coverage other than 2 sentences on page 38. Instead of, oh, this guy killed this guy from this club, it's on page 1. I get it. If it bleeds, it leads. Trust me, I get it. But at the same time, why don't you put the same effort in the showing what some of these clubs have to do as far as when they get out in the community? It's wonderful. It's just like everybody comes out just to help, like leave baskets alone in there. We have like 20 baskets. People come together. But that right there is, let's see here, the Twisted Eagle Motorcycle Club. And this is out of the PA homepage. I was going to go into this one, but I'm running a little late here because of my little rant. I just don't think it's right. I think, you know what? Black Dragon, you should speak up. And anybody else that are so-called covering news media, you should step up and call out the bullshit on this case that's happening in Buffalo and what they're doing to a club for no reason. That's what you guys should be covering. You know what? I'll talk to you off air about that one. But 200 bobbers and choppers, I was going to talk about the Goodwood revival. But I'm running late to go into the second segment there. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you're going to give me, some help as far as contacting the letter of the, whatever the hell they call themselves, letter to the editor. See, I'm pissed. But anyway, we're going to go to the second half of the show right now. I got China Doll sitting right here. Sitting in the corner like freaking baby from Dirty Dancing, just shutting up, not saying nothing. So we're going to be talking about, this is going to be a fun one. There was a study out that said the average amount of time for sex should go between 4 and 7 minutes. So the statistics are on my side. That's what we're going to be talking about when we come back to the second segment. Stay tuned right there. Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.
Yeah, baby, we're going to go over there right now, right after this music break.